When we organize our homes, the goal is for it to feel really good and make life easier. But that's not always what happens. Sometimes we end up over organizing, creating systems that are more stressful to maintain than helpful. So, in this episode, we're talking about how to find the right balance so your home will support you rather than overwhelm you. And there are four questions that I'm going to talk about today that can help you prevent over organizing and all the added stress along with it.
Are you ready to stop the chaos, the stress, the overwhelm that's filling your life? I'm Renae Matt, and together you and I are going to build simple routines that are going to change your life. When you put these habits into practice, you're going to be able to organize your life in a way where you can be there for your family, pay off your debt, save money, your house can stay organized, you don't have to stress about what's for dinner, and you still get time for yourself. So without further ado, let's get started. Welcome to the Routine Advantage Podcast.
So, we've been doing a lot of decluttering in our free Facebook community, and we have about a week left in our declutter challenge. So, if you want to come and join us for that, you can come in and get on the back end of this challenge. You can go to theroutineadvantagecommunity.com and request to join. You can get all the details in the pinned post at the top of the group and get entered. And it's been super fun, and I feel like people are actually feeling some relief when they're getting rid of clutter by just doing small tasks each day. But when we're getting everything decluttered, it also made me think about organizing. And we can do organizing at the same time as we're, minimizing our stuff in our house. But we also want to be really aware about what we're organizing. So we don't have an organizing challenge right now necessarily. It's more just getting rid of the extra stuff in our homes. But when we think about decluttering, we a lot of times think about organizing as well. And I just want to bring up something when it comes to putting organizational systems in our homes because we can go overboard if we're not careful. So, when you are organizing something, I just kind of want you to think about anything in your house that you're organizing. And if you are organizing something, it should not feel stressful to maintain it. Yes, you might have to make some small tweaks in your habits, or you might have to create a little bit more of a routine or a system to check in on those things and make sure it stays organized. But really, you want something to be organized well and in a way that is not going to cause added stress because we can definitely over organize and make bigger problems for ourselves. And if we're adding stress when we're organizing, then we need a different system of organization. And when we're organizing it, we need to make it much more simple. So when you're organizing, if you can make it as simple as possible to maintain that system, that's what we're looking for. Now, you might be asking, okay, well, how do I do that? So, I have four questions that I thought of that will help you when you're building an organizational system to help you to figure out one, if you actually need an organizational system, and also how to keep it as simple as possible. Because I definitely have gone overboard in some areas. So I can very much relate to this. So, question number one: where do these items naturally get dropped? And this one is going to help you because if you are dropping your keys on the counter every single day and it's driving you crazy because you come in and you drop your keys and you drop your shoes and you drop your mail and you drop your purse and all this stuff just gets piled in the counter, when you are getting a system to organize that, you're not going to take all of those items and you're not going to walk all the way across and put your coat in a closet and hang up your purse, in the entryway maybe, and then go and put your keys in a little hook in the kitchen and then put your mail in the office. Like you're going to have to do so many other steps in order to do that. And when we are adding all those extra steps, what's going to happen? We're going to have an organizational system that is going to cause us more inconvenience. So we're not going to maintain it. And then we're going to get frustrated. And then we're going to feel like it is a failing system, or we just don't have the ability to keep up with the system. And it's going to stress us out even more. So, what we need to look at is that if we are looking at where these items naturally get dropped, and you tend to put everything in the kitchen and everything gets kind of dropped right there, like I'm not saying put a hook in your kitchen to hang all the stuff up right in your kitchen because that might not be the best place for it. But you really want to think about okay, if everything is getting dropped all at once in the kitchen, what can I do to make this easy for me? So maybe you do have an entry closet that you just need to walk, 10 more steps to get to, where you can build an organizational system in the closet that allows you to put your shoes in there, to hang up your coat. It'll have a spot for your purse, and it'll have hooks for your keys and your mail. Like maybe you have a filing system where you can put a little end table in the closet, and you can build your little mail station that you can then have everything in one spot. Or maybe if that's not going to work for you, maybe you do put the mail slot and the key hook in the kitchen somewhere where it's kind of out of the way. It's not building clutter. It looks organized. It feels organized. You can drop those things as you come in, and then you only have one more step to do where you can put your coat, your purse, your shoes, everything else that is getting dropped. Now, this could also apply to something like in the bedrooms. Let's say you have a tendency to try on a bunch of different outfits, and your system is to just dump everything onto the floor or onto, a chair in your bedroom as you're trying outfits on, and then you go about your day and come back to this massive pile of clothes that is heaped in your room. You don't get to it right away, and you do the same thing the next day, and you just end up at the end of the week with this just massive pile of clothes that are all clean, but there's no organizational system to it. Now, yes, ideally, you would want to just hang them up right away. But what is a way that you can take baby steps to get to that point so that you can maintain organization in the meantime? So, maybe what you're looking at doing is that if everything gets dropped onto the chair, instead of dropping everything onto the chair, what if we put hooks in the closet? And you can not necessarily have to go and hang them back up on hangers because it feels like that takes a lot more time. But what if you just put hooks on the back of your door? So as you're changing out of items, you can put them back on the hooks, knowing that they are still clean. And then you come back and your room is clean when you get home because you didn't have that pile sitting there waiting for you. And now it feels better. It feels more organized. And when you open your closet and you see all those clothes, you're going to feel more of a push, I guess, to actually go and rehang those items. And even if you don't rehang those items, take some time at the end of the week to put them all back on their hangers because you know they're all clean. And that's going to be a better system to maintain than to just continue with the heap or go straight from a heap to I just need to put everything back on hangers because that's the change that I need to make. Like, yes, that is ideal, but if it's too big of a jump and too big of a leap, you're not gonna maintain it well, and then you're just gonna get frustrated with yourself. So find those little tweaks that you can make where things naturally get dropped. And this is going to help you solve that issue. The second question that you want to ask yourself is where do you naturally look for these items? So this can be like when I'm talking about organizational systems, this applies to pretty much everything. Like these four questions apply to so much because it could even be your files on your computer where you are actually storing your digital data, whether you are pulling downloads and receipts, you're maybe organizing like recipe printouts, maybe you're organizing tax information, budget information, pictures on the computer, like all these different things. If you are organizing it in a way where you're creating so many different folders and it's hard to sort through, it's hard to remember which folders you have, it's hard to break down what you are actually looking for as well, it's something that is going to be really hard to maintain because you're not going to naturally look in the right place for it. If you are looking for a specific photo that you took on a camping trip back in 2023, instead of looking in every individual album because you have just a pile of them and it's just going to be really hard to go back and look for that specific picture, maybe it is easier to maintain just an annual album where it's just 2023 photos. And then in that 2023 photo album, you can go and start scrolling through and you find the picture right away. Or if your brain works better because you're like, I know it was in 2023, but I need it broken down. And now I need every single, event or thing that we did. I need that broken down because that's how I'm going to maintain it. Then that's how your brain works. So you really have to ask yourself, where are you naturally going to look for those items? Now, if we're not talking about digital items, this could be something like batteries in your home. Where are you keeping your batteries? Where would you naturally go look for your batteries? Do you have a junk drawer that they are always in? Do you have a utility closet? Do you have an entry closet that they're in some bucket in the in the entry closet? Like who knows where you are looking for your batteries? But if you can have one spot where all your batteries go and you put it in a spot where you're naturally going to be looking for those items, then it makes it easier to maintain the organization because that's where you're going to put them away and that's where you're going to go find them when it comes time. My husband bought a battery organization, like, tray, like, everything is just organized. So, all of the batteries you can see at a glance, and they have their little compartments, and it's very well organized, and he was so proud of it. But it has come in handy so much because when we need batteries, we know exactly where they are, and when we can look at them, we can see at a glance that we need to buy more batteries to refill the little compartments, and we're good to go. So we're never running out of batteries, which is really nice. And they're always in the same spot because we don't move this battery compartment. It always stays in the same spot because that's where we know we're going to look for them. And when we get new batteries, that is where they go. The third question that you want to ask yourself is, will this actually help me feel more organized? Now, this one is a really great one to consider because it can apply again to so many different areas. And this is where we can prevent ourselves from over organizing when it's really not necessary. So, an example here might be your hair products. If you have a lot of hair products and you have them in the bathroom and you start getting really organized in a way where it's like it's all your hairsprays in one spot and then it's your heat protectants and then it's your serums and then it's your, styling products and you have everything organized in a way that makes it a little bit stressful to maintain that organization and then things get kind of combined together because somebody didn't put it in the right spot when they used it and then all of a sudden your system gets a little disorganized and it stresses you out a little bit, does it really matter that they're all separated? So, something to ask yourself is like, okay, I just need a spot for all of my hair products. They don't necessarily have to be organized by type, but I just need to know that all my hair products are in this cupboard in the bathroom. And when I open it up, I know that whatever I'm looking for, I can find here because it's going to take me 2 seconds to find what I need by just scanning all of the products. I don't actually need to know that all of my heat protectants are in one basket because I'm just going to look at all my products and pick what I want anyway. So it's just a step above that isn't necessary. And it's going to be easier to maintain just knowing where all my hair products are rather than dividing them up by the type. Another item here might be in your pantry. Does it really matter that everything is divided where all of your granola bars are in one basket and all of your, like little snacks are in another basket and everything is divided evenly amongst what type of snack it is? Like, is that really important to you? And is it actually making a difference to help you feel more organized? Because it could make you feel just as organized knowing that there is one basket for all snacks. And as you bring snacks home, you just dump them in that basket. And then when you're looking for snacks, you don't have to go to each individual basket. You can just pull out the snack basket and grab what you need out of the snack basket. It's going to be easier to maintain. It's going to be a simpler approach, and you're still going to feel organized, but is it really going to make a difference to have them all separated out in your pantry? So it's just things like that where you can still have a really good organization system without making it too complicated or too difficult to maintain. We want to keep it super simple, which is bringing us to our fourth and final question. How can I keep this simple? If I am filing papers in my office, do I really need file folders that break down each individual bill? Like, if you're somebody that has paper statements and you are dividing everything up, does it really matter if you have all of your utility bills in one folder and all of your electric bills in, or I guess that would be the same. Well, no, not necessarily. But then you have your electric bills in one folder, and then you have, your streaming services in another folder. Does it really matter? Does that make a difference for you? Or is it more difficult to maintain the organization? Is it easier if you just take all of your utility bills and stick them in the folder for 2026? And if you need to go back and ever look for those things, all of those statements are in your 2026 folder, but you don't have to go back through and try to maintain a system that is just going to be more difficult to maintain. And you're going to end up putting it off longer. And then it's going to pile up and it's going to be more of a project to work with. Keep it super simple for yourself. So ask yourself, how can you keep this simple? How much time is it going to take to maintain this? Is there an easier way to manage it? Is there an easier way to organize it so that I can maintain it better? So, those are the things that you are going to ask yourself. I hope that you found this helpful. I hope it was encouraging and you start looking at the different areas in your home that you are wanting to organize or you already have organized, and ask yourself if there's a way to do it better, if there's a way to do it more simply, and if there's a way that you can create a system that is actually easy to maintain so that it isn't actually causing more work for you. It's causing you relief and it's reducing the stress rather than causing stress. So that is my goal for you. I know that I had a tendency in years past, and I still get caught in it sometimes, that I tend to over organize because I'm like, oh, I have this goal to have it super organized. And I have found that if I simplify it and continue focusing on simplifying it, I maintain the system so much better because it's not more work to maintain it. Is actually easier to maintain it because I've built such a simple system that it would actually be more stressful to not maintain it because it's so simple to actually maintain. So I hope that this makes a difference for you. And I will recap those 4 questions to help prevent over organizing and added stress that we do not need. Is number 1, where do these items naturally get dropped? Number 2, where would you naturally look for it? Number 3, will this actually help me feel more organized? And number 4, how can I keep this simple? So that is all I have for you today. I will catch you back here on the next episode.
Did you love that episode or learn something useful? If so, would you do me a huge favor? My goal is to grow this podcast and help as many women as I can break free from the overwhelm so they can truly enjoy their life. The best way for me to do this is for you to leave a 5-star written review on your podcast app and to share this episode with a friend or in your Instagram stories. I appreciate you being here. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next episode. Take care.